So students, our next cell organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is noticeable only with an electron microscope. Okay, if we just talk about the structure of ER, so it is an extensive network of intracellular membrane bound tubes and vesicles that occupies most of the cytoplasm in almost all eukaryotic cells. The membranes of this system are lipoproteionic in nature, similar in structure to the plasma membrane. Okay, and the ER is more prominent in young and dividing cells as compared to the older cell. And if we just go for the types of this ER, so there are two types of ER. One is known as RER, whereas another is known as SER. RER means rough endoplasmic reticulum, whereas SER is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If we just talk about their functions, so why they are different. Okay, so first try to understand the RER. RER appears rough under a microscope because of the attachment of a large number of grain-like ribosomes over their cytoplasmic surface. Okay, so when you just want to draw the RER, so how you will draw? Suppose this is structure of RER. So at the top of it, you found these type of what? Some dots like a structure or some rough spots, these type of things you observe. So these dots are of ribosomes. So presence of ribosomes makes this structure rough. Okay, so the ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Thus RER is engaged in the synthesis of and transport of protein. Okay, and generally RER is more abundant in the deeper part of the cytoplasm near the nucleus, where it is connected with the outer membrane of the nuclear envelope. And RER is well developed in the cells that synthesize and secrete protein. So because of presence of ribosome, this RER is more efficiently performed in synthesis of protein. Got it? Now come to the next one, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So what this SER is? It consists mainly of the tubules and vesicles. As name suggested, what name suggested? SER. It means smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So when we will just draw it now, so it would be like this only. Okay. Now it is free of ribosome and is more abundant near the peripheral part of the cytoplasm, where it may be attached to the plasma membrane. The SER helps in the synthesis of fat and lipid molecule. Okay, so this SER is responsible for the fat or lipid molecule. Therefore, it is well developed in the cells that secrete lipids. So all those cells which are responsible for the secretion of lipids have SER. It forms the transport vesicles in which the large molecules of protein and lipids are transported from one cell to another or within the cells. So this is the function of SER. Okay, remember one more thing is here. A new term I want to discuss with you, that is called membrane biogenesis. What it is? Some of proteins and lipids which are synthesized in the cell with the help of ER are utilized in the building of cell membrane, and this synthesis process is called membrane biogenesis. Okay, so remember this, it is very important for you all. If we just talk about the function, in short we can say that the function of endoplasmic reticulum is what? Function as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for biochemical activity. So this is a short description of ER, that it provide cytoplasmic framework. and it is helpful in biochemical activities. Okay, so this is all about the ER. Now move to the next slide. Our next slide is for plasmid. What is plasmid? So if we just talk about the plasmid, so it is present in the plant cells. Okay, and these plastids are the cytoplasmic organelles visible under the light microscope. If we just talk about the location, so these organelles are found in the plant cells and in certain protists but are absent in animal cells. Remember this, they are absent in animal cells. So this is the characteristic feature of plant. Okay, so presence of plastid is the characteristic feature of plant. Okay, now come to the types. So plastids are of two types, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chromo means color. So as you are seeing here, the types, in this types what we observe, that one is the chromoplast, it means the colorful one. Another is called leucoplast, the colorless one. So next point said that plastids containing green pigment chlorophyll are called chloroplast. So those plastids who have green color pigment in it are called chloroplast. And leucoplast store material such as, what these materials are? Starch, oil and protein granules. Okay, what they are containing, what they are storing? They are storing starch, oils and protein granules in it. Okay, now just look at here, just try to understand the structure of, this is the structure of what? Plastid, or we can say that chloroplast. Okay, as you are seeing here, so many different, these are these disc like shape, hai na? Okay, these disc, this here this disc is called grana. What it called? Grana. 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 Okay, and the matrix which is present in between is called stroma. 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 Okay, and I think you all are able to see here, this is the outer membrane and this is the inner membrane. So remember again, this plastid or the chloroplast is a double membrane bound structure. Okay, now if we just talk about the one more thing is there, the look, plastid contain membrane layer embedded in a material called stroma, has a similar structure like the mitochondria and have their own DNA and ribosomes. So a very important question which is generally so many times asked in the paper, that what, name two autonomous cell organelles. Okay, so those two autonomous cell organelles are, yesterday we discussed about the mitochondria and today I am telling you about the plastid. So plastid is the structure, or plastid is the organelle who have its own DNA. Okay, so what it has its own DNA as well as ribosome. So because of presence of DNA, it is able to control all the biological activities by its own. Done? Okay, now go for the next. Okay, the next is vacuole. This is the last one. This is the storage sac for the solid or the liquid content. Small sized vacuoles are present in animals, whereas large sized vacuoles are present in plants. In plant cells, vacuoles are full of cell sap. Sap means cavity. Okay, and provide turgidity and rigidity to the cell. Turgid means tough. Okay, and in the same way rigidity to the cell. If look, in the previous class we discussed about the plasmolysis. Okay, in the plasmolysis what happened, when a cell loses its water, so it becomes flaccid, and when a cell absorb the water or intake the water, so it gets swell up. Okay, so that swell up structure, that swell up body is in which form? It is in turgid form. Okay, so I think this both the terms are clear to you people. Vacuoles store amino acids. Just focus on this, what I am saying. Wait. Okay, so vacuoles are responsible for storing what? Amino acid, sugar, various organic acid also, and some protein. Okay, so this vacuoles are responsible for storing amino acid, sugar, organic acid, and proteins. In amoeba, the food vacuole contain the food items that the amoeba has consumed. Whatever food is eaten by amoeba, the whole food get stored in vacuole. So that vacuole is known as food vacuole. Okay, and the vacuole play an important role in expelling excess water and some waste from the cell. So if we just summarize the function of, so what we can say that vacuoles are storage sacs of the cell. The stored material may be solid or liquid, food or the toxic metabolic byproducts or the end products of the cell. In some unicellular organism, specialized vacuole maintain water balance of the body, which is known as osmoregulation. Maintenance of water, okay, is called osmoregulation. And if we just talk about the plant, so they provide turgidity and rigidity to the cell. So in this way, these are the three main important functions of vacuoles. One more thing which you have to remember, that one more term is there. That term is called tonoplast. What it called as? Tono. Just tono. T. I am writing. Try to write. That term is tonoplast. T-O. It is a little bit difficult to write. I am just spelling it. Tonoplast. Tonoplast. What is tonoplast? Vacuole is bounded with a bubble like sac. Okay, and that membrane which cover the vacuole is called tonoplast. Okay, and this vacuole is filled with the cell sap. This I already told you. So one point I forgot to tell you people, that is tonoplast. So that point also I covered. So this is all about the vacuole. So this is the last cell organelle